The business-to-business condominium sales market is a growingly competitive market. In this presentation, we'll examine the crucial role developers play in investor condo sales in the GTA by utilizing real-life examples of leading firms in the industry. At the end of this video, you'll have all the required essentials to ensure that you, as a developer sales representative, will be able to secure the necessary financing quickly and get your project off the ground.
The purpose of this video analysis is to determine the role of a broker in a business-to-business transaction between a condominium developer and the investors looking to buy real estate as an alternative investment vehicle. Within the scope of the GTA, we are seeking to understand why the broker is so critical to the sales process in condo sales versus the declining significance brokers play in the single-family housing market.
Currently, the investor market purchases upward of 50% of new condo developments in the GTA. So that leaves the question, why are investors interested in the Toronto condo market? In 2013, across the GTA, over 16,000 condo units were completed and sold, which is approximately $7 billion in value. With the GTA expected to grow by 2.5 million people by 2036, the equivalent of moving all of Vancouver into Toronto over the next 20 years, the condo market presents a stable investment opportunity compared to that of the TSX or the gold market. For example, during 2008, during the financial crisis, the TSX lost 45% of market value compared to an increase of 3% in the condo market. Similarly, although the gold market increased more than the real estate market over this time period, it experienced significantly higher levels of volatility.
So why is the sales process so important for Toronto condo developers? The sales process is particularly important in the condo development industry, as developers require 75% of the building to be sold in order to obtain bank financing. This results in a highly intensive pre-sales and sales process. Further, given the high growth rates of the Toronto condo market over the past few years, developers have undertaken numerous large development projects. As a result, there is an oversupply of condos saturating investor portfolios, which puts them in a position of power over developers, reducing the potential financing available. This is where the developer-broker relationship becomes so critical. Developers can market to brokers faster due to their partnership with top brokerage firms. Brokers, in turn, have access to a much larger database of potential clients they can leverage to find investors. By outsourcing sales to brokers, it allows the development company to focus on gaining their required financing sooner.
So this leads to the question, what are the strategies being utilized by the leading firms in this industry right now? In order to discover this, we talked to Dundee Kilmer about their ongoing canary development in Toronto. During our discussions, we realized there's two key elements, the pre-sales process and the sales process. And first, looking at the pre-sales process, it can be broken down into two further components, the soft launch and the hard launch. The soft launch consists of a sneak peek package for top agents to get excited about the project before the opportunity is publicly advertised. The top agents, who are part of a select group targeted by the developer as VIP, get additional incentives to sign buyers quickly. The objective is to stimulate interest, create demand, and start pre-selling the units to create momentum before the development is open to general investors. This leads into the hard launch phase of the marketing process. During this phase, developers launch an umbrella marketing campaign to distinguish their project from other developments and maximize awareness. The objective of the hard launch is to make contact with targets through a multifaceted advertising campaign including print, digital, and event marketing. The goal is to turn the targets into leads which can then be converted into a sales opportunity. After this phase is complete, sales representatives will follow up with prospective clients in order to convert them from opportunities into actual sales.
In order to convert prospective clients into actual investors, there are four key tactics that can be used during the sales process. We will use the in-development Canary District as a case study to better explain these strategies. Tactic number one, gaining momentum from the soft launch phase by having a substantial amount of investors signed on before the official launch can establish a degree of scarcity, which increases the perceived value of the investment. This shifts power away from the buyer and towards the seller. In the case of the Canary development, 2 months prior to the hard launch, the project was shown exclusively to 20 top agents as part of the Canary Club. But by incentivizing them with early access to the development plans, use of the sales center for private showings, and exclusive on-site tours, Dundee Kilmer was successfully able to lock in 75% of condo sales before the hard launch, pressuring brokers to sign quickly during the hard launch phase. Tactic number two, create a tangible vision of the investment. Condo investors are buying a product that is 3 to 5 years away from completion and thus subject to market value fluctuation. Due to the short-term illiquidity of the asset, you must fully develop the vision of what the property will be. This will allow the investor to have a clear and wholesome image of their yet-to-be-completed investment. In the case of the Canary District, the Presentation Event Center was the key to creating this tangible vision and telling the story of what this development will be. They accomplished this through a guided experience tour, comprehensive multimedia presentations, and a leisurely environment to appreciate the design and features of the building.
Tactic number 3 is important to sell the investor on the end user demographic to give them confidence that they'll be successful in the rental market. Create a clear description of the lifestyle demographics and habits of potential end users will further establish the vision of what this investment will be. In the case of the Canary Development, this involved branding the site as a friendly and healthy, vibrant community for young professionals. This was established by not only marketing the building, but also marketing the surrounding area, including the walkable Distillery Historic District, nearby parks, as well as the incorporation into the Pan American Games.
Lastly, it's critical to never reduce price. Past condo sale prices are the benchmark for future sales, and as such, it is imperative to maintain market prices. A developer may be required to provide incentives to the broker and/or investor to entice purchases. This is particularly important if a specific unit type is not selling or to promote units with restricted views. Dundee Kilmer has developed contingency plans and agent incentives to deter investors from demanding price discounts. Some of these strategies include a cashback program or sales promotions for upgraded appliance packages to ensure investor satisfaction without hampering future condo sales.
As a result of this framework, developers are able to quickly attain construction financing by showing buyers the value of their investment without reducing the price. Although the importance of broker involvement has been questioned, the abilities of brokers to sell in an oversaturated market demonstrates their continued importance in this field. Without broker involvement, investors look for the most attractive price and do not realize the ROI of development's emerging market nodes or the inherent value of various amenities.
Looking forward in the industry, there are two potential frameworks that could emerge. A strategy currently employed by Daniels Corporation, in which they fund developments through cash instead of bank financing. This strategy requires a less intensive pre-selling phase, as condo down payments are not required in order to receive construction financing. Investors are attracted to this model because Daniels is able to charge a lower initial down payment. This strategy entices the buyer by significantly reducing the risk profile, but exposes the developer to increased speculative risk.
Secondly, developers are studying the idea of eliminating the broker and creating databases of potential investors to sell to directly. This strategy would increase the developers' commissions while also reducing investor price. However, brokers' extensive networks and efficiency in filing required documents allow them to secure financing significantly faster than that of developers.
In conclusion, our research has shown that brokers play an imperative role in the business-to-business condo sales market. Through an intensive pre-sales and sales process, brokers are able to leverage their resources to help developers obtain construction financing and get their projects off the ground quickly.
We would now like to address some questions that may have arisen from this video. Question number 1. Why does the developer care if the broker sells to an investor or end user? There really isn't a major difference for a developer between selling to an investor or an end user. We treat investors and end users the same. They provide the same deposit structures and are required to take occupancy as stated, and are also required to pay all fees where appropriate. However, the major difference is that in general, investors are able to file required paperwork and submit their deposits more quickly.
Question number 2. How do you ensure your potential buyer is a suitable investor and not an end user? In order to ensure you do not waste time on unsuitable clients, the inclusion of an assignment clause will immediately demonstrate a buyer's purpose for investment. An assignment clause allows the buyer to assign the transaction cost to the end user, demonstrating their intention to further rent out the condo. As a result, this allows the broker to focus on sales to investors who are able to make the required paperwork quicker than an end user would.
Question 3. What are the criteria for agents to be involved in an exclusive club such as the Canary Club? Admittance to the Canary Club requires a strict selling minimum of at least 4 units in the previous Canary District development block. As well, you need a close developer-broker relationship. The purpose of these requirements is to foster a tight-knit group of reliable brokers that the developer can have confidence to make sales.
My name is Crystal Koo, and I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for Dundee Kilmer Developments. Over the past few years, our company has been developing the Pan Am Athletes Village, also known as Canary District, located in downtown Toronto. I would like to commend Jamie and Taylor on their video, particularly their analysis for the 4 tactics in regards to the sales process. I would like to further emphasize the value of the investors, such as our Canary Club and its members, who were the driving force to the success of our condominium sales. These brokers were successful in part to their access and hence their ability to create a clear vision of the development and share it to their clients. This video presentation will be useful to anyone looking to gain information and enter the investor community industry as a sales representative, as it clearly outlines the required steps and best practices to ensure that you are able to obtain the required financing for your development.